I absolutely think Mormons are Christian. My arguments for why: number one, who gets to decide? Is it the oldest churches? Is it the biggest churches? Is it some committee? Like, who gets to decide? Secondly, is it even Christ-like? Is it within the spirit of Christ to judge another church or another observant of Christ or another self-proclaimed follower of Christ? Is it even Christian or Christ-like to deem someone else as insufficiently Christian? Didn't Jesus himself admonish us not to judge? Shouldn't God or Jesus be the ones that ultimately judge whether we're Christian? I think it's a fundamentally unchristlike act to condemn somebody else as being unchristian. As a Mormon, I could just say that exclusion always felt smug to me. It felt off-putting, and it certainly didn't make me want to listen to or respect other Christian faiths. It was just a turnoff. So I think it's counterproductive for anyone who claims to be a Christian to turn around and say that somebody else or a whole group of people whose church is named after Jesus and who call themselves Christian and who try and live in kind and Christ-like ways, to just turn around and turn your nose up at them and say that they're not Christian. It's smug and judgmental. For me, if your church has Jesus's name, if you profess belief in Jesus as your Savior, if you believe in the New Testament and in the Holy Bible, and again, if you call yourself a Christian, you're a Christian. Full stop. I don't care what other interpretations you have or what your Christology is or your eschatology. I don't care. You're a Christian in my book. I think it's fair to ask, do Mormons think non-Mormons are Christian? I think Mormons can also be smug and condescending, so Mormons need to stop that. I do think it's disrespectful to reduce all of this discussion to silliness and say, who could beat who? Can the hobbits beat the elves? Can the dwarves beat the hobbits? I don't like to go there, but I understand why atheists and agnostics sort of retreat to that characterization of this debate as being silly. I do think there's silliness in this debate. I don't think Christians do themselves any favor to even engage in this debate. I think the best answer for a Christian to this question is every person should just do their best to follow Christ the best way they know how, and God and Jesus are the ultimate judges. And finally, Colby, I'm going to reiterate a point you made earlier in the show, and that's that the defining arbiter of whether someone is a Christian is their behavior. Do you stand up for the things Christ stood up for? Do you stand up for the poor? Do you stand up for the sick? Do you help the sick? Do you visit the prisoners and the afflicted? Do you eschew worldliness and material possessions? Do you love God? Do you love your neighbor? And does your behavior reflect the core teachings and behavior of Jesus Christ, which above all else is being charitable? Charity. That is the determining factor. Are you a charitable person? If you are a kind, loving, charitable person, even if you don't call yourself a Christian, you're Christian in my book, and I think in Jesus's book.